Just realized he, 35 male, is making plans to leave me, 35 female, once kids are in school. Hi everyone. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I've been with my partner for 15 years or so, we aren't married. I wanted to but he keeps putting it off, but saying he really wants to since we met. He tells me there is nothing he wants more than to marry me. Every time our kids get to an age where I can spend time on myself, he wants another child. I love my kids and I'm happy to have more, although now we have 4. I'm done and I've told him that. I developed sepsis last time and quite frankly I'm terrified. I'd love to get my own career back once kids are at school and I really haven't managed to do anything since my eldest was born. I gave up my job, his request, to raise them as best I could. I have completely submitted my life to them and him. And I've been happy to. He keeps telling me once they're all in school, I get to spend time on myself. He reminds me and tells me of how good things will be between us. How much time we will spend together. We home educate currently, by partner's request, because I was classically educated and he wanted that for the kids. But I have said I'd like them in school once youngest is of age because I'm struggling so much with time. And #X200B. We have an okay relationship. He's distant and doesn't do anything with the kids, or myself, but I try to make him happy and I make it work best we can. We're fine. He reminds me constantly how much he loves me. So I just assumed that because I'm so busy, it's difficult to spend time with me. And #X200B. Today he was in a work meeting. I usually keep the kids well away from his office at the other side of the house during this, but I'd sent our eldest to retrieve something from the room next to his office. Anyway, he came back and said, "Mum, Dad's just told somebody they're being really naughty." In his meeting. Huh? I said I doubt that. He said that's what he heard. Okay, so I asked eldest to stay with the little ones for 5 minutes. I went to have a little listen, I know. It's very intrusive. But it's just a work meeting, right? Well, where do I even start? There's so much he said in that 10 minutes I was listening, my head is reeling. The main points were that he's waiting until my childbearing years and pretty years are done, which should end when youngest is in school, and then he's going to move on. That way he ensures the kids received as good of an education with me as possible, because that's when I'm sending them to school. He's waiting until the debt is wiped off, his debt, in my name, because I had a better credit rating than him, so he doesn't leave me with debt, as well as the inability to get a decent man. With her age and all. He's planning on going off with some woman he works with, who he's very open about how much of a douche he is. He's previously told me everybody he works with is male. Which I thought was weird, because I didn't ask, or care. Half of the population are female after all. There were more cruel things he said, but it's beside the point of this post. The problem is, he doesn't allow me to have time to myself. I am simply not allowed to learn anything or do anything. I'm not even allowed to shower solo, or have a bath. So once he leaves me, I literally have nothing. So what do? I should be upset, and I am to some extent, but after listening to him, I'm in utter disbelief at how horribly cruel he is, which takes away the sadness and just makes me fear for my and the kids' future. He said he isn't going to take the children from me, which is something. I will have a lot of money without kids and time. We can go wherever we want to, he said, to her. I can't confront him because he's obviously got a plan to leave me he will just make quicker. So what the heck do I do in order to secure myself? I have no time to learn. I barely have time to write this post. So what do? I'm terrified. Talk to lawyer if you can. Maybe make it a doctor, APPT? Do you grocery shop? Can you set a bit aside from that? Try not to panic. You may be common law married, so still do alimony plus maybe child support. He sounds very controlling of your life. I'd contact a domestic violence hotline immediately for help. This sounds like financial abuse, at the least. That part is important. They might be able to help with the rest, a place to go, a lawyer, etc. And maybe you'll choose to go earlier. Start a leaving fund. Secretly, for yourself and the kids. Gather evidence. Don't let him know you know. Possibly even pretend to be open to another child, so he thinks you're still on his hook. Speak to a divorce lawyer about your legal options. Pay in cash and ask that no billing be sent to you. Have it sent to a friend you trust if they have to send you stuff. He is a narcissist. He is using you as a breeder and he doesn't see your value. He doesn't love you. I'm so sorry. Build your case. Get all your ducks in a row, then you wait for the right time. Mourn your relationship before it's over. Be as ruthless as he has been. If you can get a secret job, do so. Being a single mom is tough, but it sounds like except for finances you're pretty much doing it all alone now. Allowed? Go to lawyer. Understand your options, including his financial responsibility moving forward. Work from there. It depends what state you're in, but if you can get evidence of his plan, you can take it to a lawyer and see what your best options are. You've been together long enough for this to be a common law marriage if your state has it, so ideally you'd be able to take him to the cleaners. Abuse, 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 abuse. You're being abused. Get the fuck out of there. Take things slowly, get evidence, contact a solicitor about rights due to cohabitation. Financial cushioning is important too. Make sure you have a few months' worth of expenses saved up in an account that he doesn't have access to, cash if you can't do that, but really make sure to get it in the bank. I hope you manage to get the support you need. One way to squirrel away money is to sell things on eBay. I'm sure you probably have lots of kid stuff that isn't needed. Just throwing that out there. Not sure on grocery budget, but add 20/30% and squirrel the cash every time you shop. Since you've been homeschooling, you might think about a career in education. There's also practical programs out there like Udacity that specialize in high-demand skills, like data science and coding. Good luck, op. And this, girls, is why you don't live like wife and husband until you're actually married. You don't have children on the mere promise of marriage. You don't give up your career and years of earning to be a stay-at-home wife and mom if unmarried. And if you're married and stay at home, make sure you either own everything 50-50 or make him pay you a wage. The line between wife and slave is incredibly fine. I'm very sorry this happened to you, op. I hope you'll be able to sort this out with a good lawyer's help. I, 32F. Asked a guy, 30M, to get coffee with me and I guess he turned me down? Edit. Thanks for all the replies and words of encouragement. I have to delete this post since it got too much traction and my crush lives on Reddit. I will post an update. Too long did not read. We've been texting for a while. I think you were supposed to follow up with a suggestion for a date time. He said he'd like to go, and mentioned it was a long drive for you, then you responded with, "It's fine," rather than continuing to organize something. If I was on the other end of that text, I'd probably assume that particular conversation was over, and that maybe you intended to continue it some other time. Yeah, I don't think he turned you down. I read it as the reply of an introvert who is a little literal. He may have been too shy to jump at the chance you offered. He could even have been unsure that you'd really drive a long distance just for coffee with him. Really hard to know, but as someone said, it looks more like to be continued. Good luck. This looks to me like me two socially awkward people that are so preoccupied with not overstepping and working that things might be awkward, that they are making things awkward. Stop trying to drop subtle hints or even not do subtle ones. He is also doing the same. If you want to go out with him, ask him out. Hey, I would love to go out with you for coffee at _____, place he suggested. I'm available on _____ or from ________________________ Would you be interested? You are a grown adult, and if you want to go out with someone, you are fully capable of asking them out as well. He seems a bit nervous to do so, but he sounds like he is interested. There is only one way to find out for sure. Jesus. You were meant to say something like, "That's cool, I really don't mind the drive. If I get to see you winking face. How about X day, time?" It's called conversation. Op. Your text just said, "It's fine." You should have said something along the lines of, "It's fine. How about tomorrow at 5 p.m.? You're the one asking him on the date, so you need to take initiative. Like you said, he's shy, introverted, so I don't think he would have initiated unless you start it. I don't think he turned you down. He just stated it'll be out of your way so you could decide it if you still wanted to meet there or find a place that's more in the middle of you guys. As a longtime introvert with a sometimes very socially awkward past, I'd say just follow up. I was the kind of guy who was either too shy to make a move, or too afraid I misread someone, or was looking too much at all the people who weren't looking at me. No need to make any assumptions, just follow up. He may have legitimately just wanted to warn you that it was out of your way. Switch it around. If I, as a guy, ask a girl, "Hey, do you want to go with me to get coffee?" and they say, "Sure," then I am supposed to say something like, "Okay, how about Friday?" or whatever. You didn't suggest a time.